Right, our friends, and welcome back to the Banter Show. And in the studio today, we're joined with the one, the only John Parrott. How you, John?
I'm good. Yeah.
Good to see you, John, from the Way Centre in Newry.
In Margaret Street, Newry.
Margaret Street, Newry. The Way Centre in Margaret. I'll tell you what, it was recently done up, John. It's recently been renovated.
It has.
And it's quite good.
Totally changed. It doesn't look like a church anymore.
No, it's nice, lovely. It's nice and bright too, isn't it?
It is, yeah, and we've done it like that to
Yeah.
sort of encourage people to come into the front room.
And a big shout out to Marjorie and all the gang down at the Way.
Who's working hard.
Yeah, she's always working hard, isn't she? Bless her.
Working hard.
So, John, give us an update now. You're starting a new series where you're taking on new members for Newry Nights.
We are. There's lots of things actually exciting happening. We've got new members starting their training on the 8th of April.
8th of April.
I think there's about half a dozen, but if anybody else wants to join us, we'll take them as well. So hopefully once they've got through, that will add to the brilliant team we've already got out there.
Brilliant. And a big shout out to Noel and Liz and Brian and all the great guys in the Newry Nights.
Yeah, we're still hard at it and determined and committed, and they're a brilliant team.
They really are a brilliant team, because as you know, we were out doing a video with you last year. And we've got our eyes open now, myself and Mickey out in the town, and we could see in great depth what you guys were all about.
Yeah, and already we're using that to pass on to others and sort of say, you want to see what Newry Nights really do.
There you go.
And this hasn't been edited or added in. This is just as it happens. So
exactly.
So hopefully the teams are going to begin to grow now. Plus on them, I suppose we've increased it, because now every other week we're open at the Way, so the Newry Nights are then running a drop-in.
There you go.
So from like 10 o'clock at night until 12:30 in the morning, on alternative Friday nights, there'll be folk there. So people can just go in, have a chat, have a cup of tea, whatever. And then alternative Saturdays, we've got the teams out there. And then we're very soon going to introduce this new direct dial.
So you can, for the benefit of our viewers now, tell us about this one. This is a new thing completely, isn't it?
It is, yeah. The idea of direct dial is the fact that we're putting into being two mobile phones, and the next week or so we're going to be canvassing around local licensed premises, restaurants, and so forth. And the whole idea is the fact that if they have a situation, a youngster that isn't safe on the street but can't be in the premises for some reason, this facility that people will be asked to subscribe to will actually allow security personnel or managers of
door supervisors,
taverns, to actually dial a number direct and get the nearest available team to where they are. So the idea is that obviously there will be a short distance from the call to the team. It will be a lot faster. Mm-hmm. And the door supervisors will also know that Newry Nights can be trusted, and we'll be there as fast as. So we've got cards for the door staff, so that they know what we're all about with the numbers on. And also, little cards there, they are small, but it gives the mobile numbers some guidance and links into who we are. So that is there. We've also got some stickers that we're going to ask places to put on the inside of the doors. So that means even if they don't come to the attention of the security, the door supervisors, the number will be there for even the people to phone us and say, I need help, can I do? So that is another extension. And then for Newry Nights, we'll have to leave it for a while before.
Yeah, I'm just going to take a quick look at this, John, if you don't mind.
No, it's...
Yeah, very good. It's another good service. Oh, that's quite good.
And the whole idea is to actually bring it closer, to close the gap between door supervisors who, and we know quite often they don't feel comfortable about having to put somebody out of a premise, because by putting them out could actually put them into danger. So it's actually a reassurance thing that at least we have to put them out, but they can, one phone call, and somebody can be there, because what would happen is the call, if it was sort of here, like in Sugar Island, and it was, say, Friar Tuck or something, we could say, well, look, the nearest team is at the town hall.
Yeah.
Or the nearest team is the top of Monaghan Street. So they know roughly how long it's going to be before somebody's there, and we'll take over. So then we can look after them from there.
Well done. That's a new line of safety, if you like to put it that way.
It's another new line. We've still got the radios working as well.
Yeah.
So it's just closing the gap and trying to back up, door supervisors, licensed premises, places that maybe attract a lot of youngsters with food when things happen outside, and it doesn't need the PSNI to get involved, or the street wardens, because it's outside their remit, but it actually could fall within ours.
Right.
So we can still offer that help. And if it elevates to outside hours, then we'll pass it on to either the street wardens.
Because you do all communicate together, don't you?
We're getting to that point.
Right.
Obviously, the street wardens are comparatively new this time round. But I do know that this weekend they popped into our base at the Way and mixed with our guys, and there was a good bit of crack going on.
Oh, that's good.
So,
bit of collaboration, John.
To a point.
Yeah.
To a point. We have to say that because obviously, the street wardens are employed by the council, and we've always said we're not employed by the council.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, whether it's the street wardens or us or the PSNI, we're out for the safety of individuals. Full stop.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
It's about getting youngsters safe, and in some cases it doesn't really matter who. It's just we know we would do things that the street wardens couldn't.
Yeah.
And the same that we do things that we know the police wouldn't or couldn't.
Yeah.
So together we should have Newry sewn up
sensitively.
Sensitively, yes.
Yeah, because you guys are very sensitive about any clients you deal with, really, aren't you?
Yeah. Nobody usually knows anything about anything. And folk will know if we put anything up on the Facebook, it's always just described as a male, a female, a group of. And that's why we're relatively adverse about putting photographs up of people.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that makes sense.
If they send pictures into us, then they're
That's
sort of saying
yeah.
You've got my permission. But and it would just be inappropriate to photograph some of the scenes we go to with people there. As you know yourself.
We know because we had to pull back at a couple of stages when you guys were out.
Yeah.
When you were attending that young lady that fell and attending that other guy in Edward Street. So we had to pull back away and let you guys deal with it because it wasn't our. Even though we were filming you guys for the infomercial, it just turned out that we know when to pull back and we know what's sensitive to. We have to do our job,
And that's how we always work.
Yeah. So John, can you tell us how can people get involved with the Newry Nights? Where do they go to? They go to the Way Centre?
Well, the Newry Nights, they can come to us at the Way, which is 12 Margaret Street, Newry. I've still got to stop and think about it. They can get us
social media
through all the social medias now. We've not long launched our own webpage as well.
Wow.
Which is www.newrynights.gmail.com, I think.
Gmail, that's an email.
No, it's not. Sorry, it's www.newry-nights.co.uk.
So that's where you can log on to that.
And then they can phone in to us at Margaret Street, which is 028 3026 3537, or they can email us at newry@salvationarmy.org.uk.
There you go. Well,
and
don't
there's
worry.
Facebook page as well.
On the Facebook page, but on the things are on Twitter as well.
And we're on Twitter as well, which I think is #Salvo1, I think.
Yes, it
is. It's really crafty.
I'm trying to see it here. No, it's not.
No, it's not on that one.
We'll put the link up. Don't worry about that. So I'll tell you what. This is another great service that the Salvation Army providing. and 126 years this year in Newry.
I know. I
126
don't look a
years.
day over 125.
No, you don't. You don't really. You're looking fine.
And then just quickly, we've got the home call, which is actually now looking after, and that's increasing.
Right.
Particularly people who are lonely, and it's a big thing for Age NI. They're actually saying it's possibly one of the biggest, if you like, conditions that can't be medically treated, and that's loneliness. And our home call volunteers are now. We now have regular calls: Newry, Warrenpoint, Kilkeel, Rathfriland, Newcastle, Analog, and we've just had inquiries from Scarver
Oh, Scarver,
to actually work in there.
Just outside Barnbridge.
That's it.
Yeah.
And we're just taking on new clients in some of the residential places. One gentleman who we help with furniture, and now he's gone into the residential unit, so we'll follow up from there.
Oh, that's great.
So that's something else.
So all in all, you're still keeping the beat in the streets in Newry.
Still keeping the beat, yeah.
Good man.
The home call's not just for the older ones.
Yeah.
Single dads, families, carers, you know.
So there you are. If you have an issue at all, if you're lonely and you're sitting in the house, get in contact with John here from the Salvation Army and the Newry Knights.
And the Newry Knights and so many other stuff. But
so
that's
much
a
more.
Whole new. They want to find out what poppiness is.
That's it. You heard it here, friends. You heard it first. So, John, thanks for coming in to give us that update.
Anytime.
And we'll see you soon, no doubt. And say hello to Margie and all the gang at the way.
I will. Yeah.
So you know there, crack John. For me and John Parrott, Salvation Army, right here. We're out of here.